Hello, y'all. It's 3:05 p.m. I'm back. Well, I'm having a rough time right now. So well I think I went to bed at like 3:15 this morning, and because of me having to spray so much alcohol to try to kill the pests in the house, and it you know um I had to keep the house cold in order. That's the only way that the best way for the house to air out. So I couldn't sleep until it was 6:55 this morning, and I had enough of feeling freezing cold. So I had enough of feeling freezing cold, and then after that, you know I had enough of feeling freezing cold. So then afterwards, I turned the air back up to 72. And I guess it was sometime after 7 o'clock in the morning, I finally fell asleep. And I slept till probably about 12 or 12:15. And the gang stalkers kept on passing by all night and all morning long, blasting loud music with that loud bass. And then, um, and so they called themselves trying to give me a fake wake up call to keep constantly harassing me and forcing me to have to wake up. So between last night and this morning, in this afternoon, my vertigo seems like the vertigo and nausea seem like it's trying to flare up again. And in my throat, like it seemed like some vomit tried to come out, but it got up to my throat, like up here, that I was able to taste it, but it didn't come up. And so then, well, I told y'all what I did earlier. I checked all my social media and everything, and then I ate breakfast. I just had a bowl of cereal. This it. I know it's GMO and it's bad for you, but I guess that's expected kind of food at Dollar General and Family Dollar. But I never even knew they had this chocolate, the chocolate version of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, chocolate toast crunch. But I like it a little better than regular Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I like both of them. But um, I stayed away from eating that kind of food when I was living in Greenville, South Carolina, and when I was living in back in my hometown, New Orleans, and when I was on my own. So I basically stayed away from, and that's one of the me trying to eat more organic and eating less GMO food and stuff. That's one of the reasons why I lost a lot of weight. But then, being homeless and in survival mode, and can't get any safety or peace. I don't do drugs, so it seemed like food was my comfort, you know. So I relapsed and went back to eating like regular Cheerio. Even before then, I wasn't too much of a Cheerio kind of person, you know. But I've been eating like Frosted Flakes, Honey Nut Cheerios, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or when I would be on the whatever college campus, you know, and go to their library for the day, and then eat lunch in the cafeteria, and they have like the all you care to eat for like maybe $10 or less or something like that. So so anyway, I guess I'll probably have the Red Baron pizza and fries later on. And I'm going to sneak some Magnum bars. One of the like the container, the package was closed. The big package was closed. So the big package of the container was closed. So it was all the way sealed and closed. But inside of the package, they had 6 small miniature ice cream pops, and one of them, the end was open. The end, and it's like, well, how is it opened while inside of a closed package? And I thought of at the last second or the last minute to get it. So, and I haven't had Magnum bars in a long time, and I never really ate Magnum bars until I started working when I had that zoo job. And I would sell like in my hometown, New Orleans, at working a third-party job at the zoo. That's when I think the first time I ever had Magnum bars. But those things, they're expensive, rich, and seem like they're gourmet luxury ice cream. And it's like, yesterday, I guess it was the caramel one, and it tasted so good. But the one that I had, it seemed like a big hunk of the chocolate fell off and fell on the floor. And I had to clean it up last night and everything. So since, like, say if the box package was closed, and then that one wrapped package where half of the wrapper is, the other one end of the wrapper on one of the pops was open, I don't know if it's safe to eat that one. Do y'all know? Can y'all tell me if it's safe to eat that one, or should I throw it away? So but like, but the Magnum bars are pretty expensive, but it was cheaper for me to get the small miniature ones than to get one big single pop. I got the package with the small ones. So, and I think you would have got more for your money with the small ones. So, one of them, I don't know if I might have to throw it out, or I don't know if it's safe to eat. But, oh man, it tasted so good. But, they had Klondike bars on sale, 6 packs, 2 for $9. But I said, I'm really supposed to be trying to better my diet. But, I was feeling a certain way yesterday from what I talked about earlier yesterday. So that was the Magnum bar, was some comfort food for me. So, it was some comfort food for me. So, I had a feeling that she would do it, though. I made an apology video, like a follow-up apology video. And I also made a community post and mentioned Monique's name. LaShawn Monique, I mentioned or added her, just like she added me, the @ or she shared one of my videos. And, as I said, I apologize for the misunderstanding yesterday evening. And I don't know if she went back and blocked me for real this time. And so then, because usually the perps that I have blocked, when they mention my name in their community posts, I still get that notification, even though I said turn off or hide these posts or whatever, and they still show up even after I block that person. So that LaShawn person, I know she received my apology, but she chose to ignore and not respond to it. So I figure she don't like me no more, like she don't want to be bothered. I did my part. So if you don't want to be bothered, you ain't got to worry about me no more. So I just went back and blocked her on all my YouTube accounts. And I'm like, well, I just won't talk to you no more. I won't comment to your, anymore, But I did my part. And it was a misunderstanding, but, she mistakenly thought that, I'm pretty sure you knew I didn't block you, but you just wanted to use my situation to get your story heard or something like that, she said. And she falsely assumed that I was trying to profit off of her pain. And, she gets a whole lot of support in her comments and stuff from people. They're not even part of the TI community, or they're not even targeted, So she get a lot more, she gets a lot of support and comfort. Hell of a lot more than I do, because I get almost nothing but hate except from like 5 or 10 people. So I'm saying this to say that she feels like the most hated, but actually I have been getting more hate. So she tried to put me on the side of the people who defend and agree with that Marcus guy, or somebody who betrayed her or did her wrong. But actually YouTube and their fake ass fucking censorship, and I have had those misunderstandings and disagreements with other targets as well, that if people would falsely assume that I'm censoring and deleting their comments, and I haven't. But like, I just recently realized I should go to the newest comments, and even if it's not there, I guess it doesn't always mean, well, I learned that the other day, that it doesn't always mean that that person blocked you. But a lot of times, sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. But one way you'll know for sure that somebody blocked you on YouTube, because it happened with that fake T.I. perp Richard Moore. When I didn't know he blocked me, because he used to support me on Quora and I never did him anything. But he probably hated my guts for me having an issue with Andrea Holloman. I heard she passed away. So, but it was before she died, And so I don't even know if if he hated my guts or don't like me because of that, or if he heard the gang stalking slander about me and decided to block me. So then he, when I tried to enter in one of his live streams on YouTube a while back, and that thing, I wasn't even allowed to enter in or join the live stream or watch it. So, and then somebody put up a GoFundMe for him, and he has a house and a car and food to eat and everything else. What you need a GoFundMe for? So, and he got a lot of more than what was put up for him. So, because he's one of the popular fakes, that's why. But he can call other people fake. So, yeah, the LaShawn person, LaShawn Monique, she, it feels like as if I wasted my breath or wasted my time, trying to make amends and trying to apologize and stuff. and even told her that I'm on her side and backed her up 100%, and she ignored the shit out of me. But as I said, she complained about, she put up a whole 1 hour video just to say I blocked her. And then, but she put up like at least 4 or 5 posts plus a video addressing me. So she falsely put me out there as one of the fakes who betrayed her, in which I'm not one of the fakes who betrayed her. I'm sitting there, I really did think that she blocked me. So she, it was a misunderstanding. But if you don't want to be bothered, then we ain't got to talk to each other, and I won't bother you no more. I won't address you no more. I won't try to talk to you no more. I won't try to contact you anymore. I'll just go another way. You ain't got to worry about me no more. So, as I said, I did my part and I tried, and she ignored the shit out of me. So, but I was saying that people say that about both of us because we're black females and we're being targeted in traffic, and they lie and say that we are ungrateful scammers with a bad attitude, or that we're mean people. So I'll just stay away. But then somebody posted a day or two ago, I had to look in my newest comments on the first video addressing the LaShawn situation, and I didn't realize that there was another smart-ass comment from an abusive, narcissistic perp. Was a black person trying to correct me on my own race of people trying to correct me on my grammar. Trying to say with an attitude, excuse me, because I have Tourette's and also I have anxiety. So that person tried to mockingly talk about me saying all the time, or saying a lot. And I don't even be realizing that I do it, but and my anxiety be like really high in all of my videos. So I'm always saying like and stuff like that, So that person narcissist made a rude ass comment and tried to talk about speak correctly, talking about yeah, and everybody knows you're lying. And then that person narcissistically gave himself a thumbs up. So I don't know if that person was somebody who's one of Marcus's cult followers, or if somebody that was on LaShawn Monique's team, whoever that was, that made that smart ass, the second person who made a smart ass rude comment on that video. So I mean, as I said, I wasn't even trying to hate Monique or trying to slander her or trying to put her down. I really did think she blocked me, and I didn't realize that she didn't, and it was a misunderstanding. And I also did not know that she had to go to the hospital. I didn't mean to or want to put her through more trouble. But as I said, anybody else, I would have done a rant video, angry. I try to be tolerant and patient and as nice and respectful as possible. But anybody else, I would have done a rant video, angry and cussing and yelling and everything else. So, like anybody who don't like me, or if they don't want to be bothered, I don't even try to kiss ass or push the issue anymore like I used to when I was younger and in foster care. Nowadays, I'd be like, well, fuck you too. And I'd be like, well, you ain't got to worry about me no more. So, I really am a nice person and try to be respectful and all that, But when I know that they have the gang stalkers attacking me and stuff, I'm not nice to gang stalkers. I'm not nice to narcissistic abusers after you violated me first or disrespected me first. I didn't realize I wasn't done drinking all my water. So so it's like, I'm gonna keep the information up there. I'm gonna keep the videos up because, as I said, if the Marcus guy and all them need to be exposed, you know, me doing my part in trying to protect people from traffickers and predators. So I just go my way and not look back. So but I heard that that's the confusion that the gang stalking network or the deep state or whatever would create for targets, like people who are targeted or people who are truthers or whistleblowers, and that they want to keep us divided. But then the elite, who's, even if it's like between two targeted individuals, I mean, they might get mad at me and tell me, you're the problem. But actually, the miscommunication or misunderstanding, or that the miscommunication or the misunderstanding, or the confusion that the gang stalkers create between two targets, excuse me, excuse me. So if they create all that, and then cause two targets to be feuding, even two Christians, because I didn't know that. Like yesterday, I was looking up somebody who I haven't heard about or researched in a long time, a man named Steve Van Natten. And I didn't realize that he was one of the popular faith-controlled opposition so-called Christians. And I didn't know he was a former church pastor. But somebody had called him out and said that he was slandering them and stuff like that. So I didn't know that Steve Van Natten was a false teacher. So they even have two so-called pastors or people who be online, and they have abusive, narcissistic, fake hypocristians that be ready to rebuke you and make it like as if you're making false teaching. If you are against the pre-tribulation rapture and say it's not biblical, then they will try to make like they're rebuking you. Or if you quote the scripture in the Bible that says faith without works is dead, then they'll make it like as if you are in error when it's actually them. But like, how is it like the false teacher, like the Bible say repent and turn away from sin, and if you commit these sins, you'll go to hell. Why do they have certain fake Christians running around here lying and saying that you don't have to stop sinning in order to be saved? When repent means to turn away from sin, but if they want to make it like, oh, all you got to do is believe in Jesus Christ and you don't have to stop sinning, and then you'll still go to heaven. And the Bible even said, be not deceived. I am no way trying to preach at all, But I'm just saying, like, how if the Bible said be not deceived, and if you do these things, you will not go to heaven. So but these people are saying that, oh, you're preaching work salvation or you're a heretic, when it's the other way around. So so like you go to church, and if they have the devil manipulating two Christians to disagree and argue, and sometimes you both might be wrong or in error. But one thing about fake Christian narcs or religious narcs is they're they idolize and worship, and they are so big and heavy on just wanting to tell people off and rebuke people. And they don't care about you. They're all about self-righteousness and control, and they walk around angry and yelling and trying to scare people. And as I said, they're all about wanting to just they act like they just want to go around trying to rebuke people. You know, that's their main mission, is to try to rebuke people or tell them off or yell at them. And you know, you're acting like a modern day Pharisee. So so yeah, I mean, as I said, I had 2 strokes when I was 5, so that's why, and plus I suffered Tourette's, so that's why I talk the way I talk. But that person got mad at me. It was a different person who got mad at me. It was a black guy who got mad at me and tried to talk about learn how to speak correctly. And you said saying yeah, it's evident you're lying. You know, he falsely accused me of lying, and he probably only heard the first few words that I had to say. You know, and he probably was a sex trafficker, all on Marcus' side. You know, so that day that it rained, it must have been really bad because that night that it rained must have been really bad because it's daytime and I got a whole bunch of gnats or flying or flies or whatever trapped behind this window. But you know, I put this black bag over the window so the nosy perps wouldn't be trying to peep in and trying to see me, trying to look at me and trying to see me and stuff. And the perp neighbor with the gray Nissan, he parked his car in my driveway, even though I don't have a car, but I know he did that for gang stalking reasons, and he was trying to, you know, peep into my place. You know, you're a guy and you're the next door neighbor. Your parking spot is around the corner on the other side by your house. Don't park by my house. And that's the guy who had his pants down and acting like as if he wanted me to see his ass cheeks and ass crack. You know. So yeah. I mean, that guy tried to be narcissistic and self-righteous about my speech, and then falsely accuse me of lying, and then narcissistically give himself a thumbs up. And I blocked him for doing that because I know you were trying to be evil. And I know you were trying to be disrespectful. So when a narc says you're lying, when you have an hour-long video and they heard you for 3 minutes and then they don't give you the time of the day, but they know your video better than you know your video. Yeah. So as I said, and perps and my own twin sister, you know, they get mad at me for saying as I said, but And, but it's okay for them to say literally all the time. It's okay for them to always unnecessarily say, like, literally. They love to say that. So, as I said, it's like now you're trying to nag my conscience and make me feel bad talking about speak correctly. Well, how about you get off my page and mind your fucking business and stop trying to tell people that's older than you what to do. I mean, trying to come on and trying to control or police how somebody should conduct their videos. And then your grammar ain't even all that great. Your grammar and spelling, that's how they always do. Like, you want to talk about somebody being slow or retarded or condemn somebody about their grammar or their speech or whatever, but you're way worse. You write like a second grader, but then you want to talk about me. So I don't really get people to come on my page and talk about learn how to speak correctly. How about you mind your business and leave me alone and stop trying to control me? Because your fake ass, you're not even subscribed to me. You just want to be a cyberbully and you wouldn't talk to me like that to my face. Do you go around policing everybody? Because most Americans are dumbed down and can't even speak correctly anyway. Hell, your ass probably dropped a fourth grade, like a 17-year-old fourth grade dropout trying to talk about me. Fuck out of here. So, on a different subject, my nails are getting too long. So I'm going to have to trim my nails today. I was supposed to have trimmed them at the beginning of the month. I got to trim my fingernails and toenails, but I like to trim my fingernails and toenails together every other time I trim my fingernails. But as I said, I haven't been able to trim my toenails because the toenails being too thick. And also, I haven't been able to trim my toenails because I never know when they're going to squeeze my organs and cause my organs to feel like they're about to burst. So, but yeah, it seems like as if the directed energy attacks can be so bad with them squeezing my organs or causing the vertigo and nausea. I mean, I guess they're doing that on purpose to make me have to end up having a caregiver. No, I don't want a caregiver. Or I don't want to be that disabled that I end up needing a caregiver. They try to push that for mental health reasons. They try to push that fake caregiver shit on me between 2009 and 2011. And try to make it like you have, no. And all they do is try to control you and abuse you and traumatize you worse than you already been traumatized in the fake mental health system. So, I mean, I'm just documenting, all the harassment, all the abuse, and what I've been going through, how people treated me. And when I do a report saying that this person made me have to block them, or if this person got hateful and blocked me for no reason. So if I say that, well, if I say Jennifer Stevens got hateful and unfollowed me on TikTok, I'm just used a random name, and then that might be the, if I say, and I ain't just whining or complaining. I'm sitting here, that's my documentation for, okay, so this social media follower unfollowed or blocked me or something, then, okay, well, it's probably because You must have heard the smear campaigns about me and believed them, or you got offended at something I said, or, it's part of the gang stalking betrayal. The gang stalking betrayal. If I say another so-called targeted individual got hateful and unfollowed or blocked me, and I never even tweeted at, if I never even tweeted at you on Twitter, or I never talked to you, but I'm starting to feel more and more hated, and then people try to make it like, now everybody's trying to, I don't even participate in any satanic rituals. I don't glorify the occult or New Age. I didn't know any better back then. But I don't do witchcraft. But now people want to talk about, because people were telling LaShawn Monique, they were trying to say, well, when she tried to make like she was exposing me for being evil, but it was just a misunderstanding. And they were trying to talk about that your spirit irritates their demons. But not me, because it's like I'm sitting here rooting for you or trying to be on your side. So, but now all of a sudden everybody wants to falsely paint me on the side of evil, falsely paint me on the side of being evil and on the side of darkness. Even Darius and the other fake TI perps, abusive, narcissistic, religious fake TI perps, as I said, Trisha and all of them talk about you're such a pure soul, or you have a beautiful soul, or, you're full of light, and, you're chosen by God and all that. And so if they say you're chosen by God and stuff, and then they start getting manipulative and controlling, I have to cut them off. And then all of a sudden, I'm a vile, nasty demon. If people try to say that there's a spark in my eyes, or I'm a beautiful soul, or whatever, and then all of a sudden now I'm X, Y, Z kind of demons. As I said, the fake covert narcissists, when they once they get mad and betray you and turn against you, they change their entire narrative about you, and then make it like as if I was the one who deceived them, or that I'm the one with bad character, and they'll be like, well, you're not who I thought you were, and stuff like that, But they manipulate and play all kinds of games, and then reverse it on me and say that I'm the one that's full of lies and slander and manipulating people. And which is the other way around. So, it's like, and then when they falsely accuse me of being on the devil's side, it seems like as if they're trying very hard to manipulate they try very hard to manipulate me into just getting frustrated and just, well, if I'm just doomed to hell and there's no recourse, or Candy is, like the perps themselves want to say Candy is like Starbricker try to say Candy is you're part of a cult, the fake Mormon cult, and you're talking about Candy is irredeemable. She told my twin sister that. Or they try to make it like as if I'm crazy to the point that that there's no hope for any rehabilitation for Candy. The fact that y'all can't control me, or you can't manipulate or abuse me, then all of a sudden you turn around and try to make it like as if I'm so far beyond crazy that there's no hope for rehabilitation. That there's no hope for rehabilitation, to the point where they feel like as if being in the psych world being in the mental health, the mental institution psych ward, being in the psych ward, I'm still sleep deprived. For me to be in the psych ward in a mental institution, they feel like that's not enough to straighten me up. But they have had abusive, narcissistic gang stalkers who went as far as to make lies on me or try to set me up or over-exaggerate on purpose, hoping that they could get me put away in the prison psych ward and for me to never get out for the rest of my life. They have made failed attempts at trying to do that because I didn't realize that was part of the gang stalking. That all I got to do is breathe at the mental health shelter in New York. And the staff and the residents hated me since day one, ganged up on me since day one, were picking on, bullying, and harassing me and fucking with me for no reason, unprovoked. And, and a whole bunch of the women, but they had male staff at an all-women shelter. And so, they were charging money to stay there. I don't remember how much it was, but they were charging money to stay there. And left me with probably, I don't remember, $50-something spending money. I don't remember how much money I had left over for spending money. But they were taking all my money at the shelter in New York. And then wouldn't give it back when I left. They would not give me they tried to not give me my money back. And it's like, how you not gonna give me my own money? Because shelters, they take your money. Sometimes they flat out charge you $600 to stay there, or $500. They flat out take all your money. But others might take out $300 and then saying that they save up half of the $300 for you, and the other half each month they try to make we're saving this so that we can help. We're grown adults, y'all sitting here treating us like we're kids. So y'all not even gonna let us have control over our own money, but y'all deceive and lie and say, well, we're saving half of this for you so that when you get a place to live, you will have some money saved up. We're adults. We're capable enough to do this ourselves if we want to. But they treat you like children in these homeless shelters. And then when it's time for me to get housing, they use the excuse lying and saying that I have bad behavior as a way to justify keeping all of my money. Or they end up sabotaging me even getting that housing. So I heard that the way they abused and treated me in the mental health system in New York, and I forgot to put that in my homeless ebook. But if I remember, I might try to put that in my mental health ebook. I was told that I have a case and that I could have sued. That I could have sued all those motherfuckers in New York. They tried to kill me up in there. And they kept me traumatized and in fear in a nightmare mental hospital at Kings County in Brooklyn. And, I thought I was going to die. I didn't think I was going to make it out alive. But the biological mom, Frances, and the biological gay brother, Mark, they pretended to be fake saviors because they figure, she's in a weak state of mind. This is an opportunity that we can take Candy's money. We can take advantage of her now. So Mark is one of the main people who want you medicated on psych meds so that he can have an excuse to be taking all your money. Like in 2011, Mark sent for me to come stay by him. And it seemed like he was trying to make it and he's mentally off, slow, and retarded himself. Ain't mentally got it all. And he was a foster child himself, but he doesn't care. My own biological brother, he doesn't care about me. He doesn't like me. He does not love me. He doesn't consider me related to him. But he wanted to make himself abusively and narcissistically, retarded narcissistically and fake self-righteously, wanted to make himself pay ye over my checks. And I heard he went behind my back and was trying to illegally steal conservatorship over me. When I found that out, I got the hell on out of there. And then, he started sending me harassing text messages and stuff like that. And this, in 2007, when I broke away from him, he would send me like harassing and threatening text messages. Wyatt would do that too. If you get into an argument or a fight with Wyatt, he'll sit there and send you harassing text messages. Inflammatory, and so that they can keep you arguing and fighting back, or try to frighten, manipulate, and scare you. Try to intimidate, or trying to instill fear. But they're all fucking jealous. They're all jealous. So, but yeah, I don't even frequently get, people talking about learn how to speak correctly or insulting me about my grammar, but perps just tried to make it like they're insulting me about my grammar when it's them with the bad grammar. Fake TI perps have done the same things. Popular fake TI perps have done the same thing to me. So, so it's like, how can I just get on here and do videos, and if y'all think I'm telling nothing but lies, I come on YouTube several times a day, and how could y'all think that I'm lying or telling lies in every video? And if you think I'm lying, why you been stalking and following and watching me for 4 years? 3 or 4 years. But y'all always want to falsely say Candy is lying, but y'all the abusive, narcissistic gang stalkers who are trying to sabotage the truth. And y'all lie and manipulate and twist the truth. And you reverse it on me and lie and say that I'm the one who's lying and manipulating and twisting the truth, when it's y'all. And then y'all the ones who go along with the New World Order, Luciferian agendas, when I'm doing my part in helping to spread the truth. So, stuff, because if I was lying, I wouldn't be censored. I'm heavily censored. So they block the truth and then call me a liar when they're brainwashed and deceived and deceiving themselves, and they live for lying. So it's like the abusive narcissistic liar calls the truth teller, the truth-telling empath. They will lie and say that you're the abusive narcissistic liar. And they pretend that they are the ones full of light, or they pretend that they are the empaths. But you get a lot of hate, fakery, and betrayal being a targeted individual. A lot of fake people. And then the fakest people are the main ones pretending to talk about how they're allergic to fake people. Look at this. Look at these perps. So they're working on this. They wait till after I move into they wait till after I move in here. Huh? Wait, what? Oh. Well, where else? Oh, okay. Oh, you can move it? Yeah. So I don't even know if those guys are perps. But as I said, like, they wait until after I move in here. Now all of a sudden they got construction that they're building a new something right there just for noise harassment. Why y'all gotta strategically wait? Like, how come that wasn't already built? Whatever y'all building, how come it wasn't built before I was It wasn't built before I came here. But I mean, at least he was nice and respectful. But I don't know if he was just pretending because he was on camera. But like, and then y'all choose to park of all places by my house. That's what, and I just, and that must be directed conversation because I had just got finished talking about that next door neighbor parking his shit like right in front of my door. And now these motherfuckers, where y'all come from? Y'all park y'all truck right by my door. The only reason why you moved that truck because I exposed your ass. But you know, I'm saying that I'm sick and tired of everybody falsely painting me out as a bad person, or they want to make me look bad, or they want me to feel bad, or they want to cause undeserved shame. Shame that they want me to feel ashamed for what they're falsely accusing me of, or want me to feel guilty of what they're falsely accusing me of. And it's like when people talk about me, they're allowed to have supportive comments, like a whole gang, a whole cult gang army. They're allowed to have a whole cult gang army of supporters and likes and followers and thumbs up and sharing and stuff. But I'm not allowed to have one supportive comment on if I talk about somebody. I get frowned upon. I get frowned upon. But you know, people, the abusive, narcissistic gang stalkers that are watching me, they act like they think they got I have their accounts blocked so that they can't harass me. But they think they got the authority to police my channel or set unspoken or unhidden rules for me on my own videos, my own channel. And that goes for both YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. Like as if they want to appoint themselves as God over me and make it like as if, I mean, you're working for Satan, working for the enemy, and you take it upon yourself to force me to, you know, with the fake reward and punishment and approval and disapproval. You know, I mean, if I blocked your account, then my videos ain't for you to judge anyway. Go somewhere. But you're intruding and harassing and stalking, and you're like the rapist who won't accept no for an answer, or who won't respect no, or try to force you to like what you hate. Try to force somebody, you know, to tolerate what they hate. So yeah, well, good thing I don't hear the noise or whatever outside. But it's freaking hot out there, and it looks like as if they're building a new cabin or two. But as I said, like a week or two, because they would do that when I would be staying like long term in the motels and hotels and extended stay. They would use it's like, why they wait till a couple of days after I get into the hotel or motel or extended stay, and that's when they do construction, and then they do the gang stalking noise, just for an excuse to have the gang stalking noise campaigns and noise harassment. Like, why y'all? That's how I know it's part of the gang stalking. They try to make like every time candy comes around, there always has to be some change or some improvement. Like if I'm homeless on the streets, and when I was told to go stay at an abandoned bank, what they do after I stay there, and then next thing you know, oh, they got a new business. And now they have fake new owners that have a right to throw you out, and they be Freemasons. They be those abusive, narcissistic, fake Masonic business owners. Abusive, narcissistic, fake Masonic gang stalking business owners. You know, but that Kalbi Ichiban place, that Japanese Korean fusion restaurant, I love the food, and I love in Pensacola. I love the food, and I love the that cheesecake, and the turtle cheesecake. I love the turtle cheesecake, and I love the sushi pie. Let's see, I'm gonna name all the stuff that I tried that I like. Let's see, I love the turtle cheesecake. I love the vanilla ice cream. I love the red bean ice cream. The chicken wings broke my teeth. Those, and I love the sushi pie. I love the sushi pie. No, I'm sorry, the sushi pizza. That's what it was, sushi pizza. And I love the Korean bulgogi big $17 dinner. And I love the I only got to try it one time. The cream cheese stuffed salmon. And they used to have some really good ass shrimp fry. Not shrimp fried rice, but fried rice. But afterwards, they started. I don't know if they started to make my plate nasty on purpose, you know. But I love the bulgogi burger. I love that seafood burger for lunch. You know, the lunch special. And I love the fries. And trying to remember what else I like. And I used to love that avocado heaven. And quite a few other items I used to love. But as I said, I couldn't even eat at soup kitchens because of being harassed by homeless gang stalkers. So I finally got a roof over my head, even though it's month to month and it's not a year lease. But I got a roof over my head, and considered too homeless to rent a car, but not homeless enough to get like homeless services. I'm like stuck in the middle here. Well, if I were to be able to rent a car, I would be surprised, because they want to see evidence of a utility bill. They want to see evidence of a utility bill in addition to the lease or whatever, So, and I don't have enough money to rent a car, and I don't have the transportation to go and get a car. Go and ride somewhere to pick up the car. And then, and then it would be hectic for me to get the transportation back after I drop the car off. So I don't have the money for any of that, But I hate that they make it like as if you can't rent a car. Only certain companies allow you to rent a car specifically for doing Uber or other gig economy that's associated with driving. But even when I had a place in my hometown, New Orleans, I never had enough money to be able to rent from Hertz and get to, drive for Uber or DoorDash or something, And it's like, I heard that people in Victoria and Bloomington, if they wanted to do DoorDash, I heard that they go to bigger cities, especially on the weekends, because they say over the weekends is where the money is made. So it's Saturday, and if I had the money to get an Uber, and if I wanted to get an Uber to go somewhere, then I heard that they don't even be running the Uber on weekends. And it's like, I never heard of a regular taxi either, a local taxi service that only run Monday through Friday. So it's Saturday. Yesterday was Friday, and I thought it was Thursday. I kept thinking all day that it was Thursday. But it was Friday yesterday, and I thought it was Thursday. And today is Saturday, and I'm sitting here thinking it's Sunday. So, as I said, I'm not out here to try to bash nobody. I'm not trying to do nobody wrong. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. But unless you're an abusive, narcissistic gang stalker, yeah, it's considered hurtful to them that I out them or expose them. They call that being attacked and hurt. So, So people think that I'm a drama queen who likes to start mess whenever I try to. And I didn't realize back then, years ago, if everybody just doing me wrong, and people like, well, you're always the victim, or you're a vulnerable narcissist, and you know. And so I guess all of us targets are vulnerable narcissists then, because they keep re-victimizing us several times a day. But I see the men working outside. I'm glad that I don't hear noise. I'm glad it's quiet. So if they're not gang stalkers, I own up to it. If they're not gang stalkers, I own up to it, and I apologize for my mistake. So, but yeah, that coincided with when I just talked about the neighbor, though. What a coincidence that you got your you got your truck parked right there, right in front of my house, and directly next to that black car. Let's see. It's the black Dodge Dart. That guy must be off from work today. What happened to that other black car? So, but as I said, I tried to seek help they have people who would have a car, and then their car would break down. And then they would be considered as deserving enough to put up a GoFundMe and get funds to get another car, even if it's a brand new car. But abusive, narcissistic, jealous, fake TI perps try to tell me that I should seek funds to get a vehicle, and then you say it can't be a new car. Like, what if that person chose to gift me with enough money for a new car? But, they would have abusive, narcissistic perps who would make false promises and without me even asking. And they would make false promises to get me a car and then manipulate and string me along. Like that lady who was, I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but she was in that live stream with Mark Horvath one Sunday evening, and she made a promise to offer me to get a car so I can get more work opportunity. And so me and her talked a little bit through email. She told me to email her, and so then I said, well, hey, I'm Candy Grand Prix. You remember when you said that you would help me out with a car and stuff like that? And so she kept telling me, go on such and such a website and pick which car you want. And so I try to be respectful and generous, calling myself trying to. And she's like, no, you want something new. You want something that's reliable. And so then when I showed her this car, and she's like, well, no, that's too cheap. Seek something, more expensive or something newer. And I'm like, well, I try to pick out a $40,000 car or SUV or something. And then next thing you know, she made false promises to send me, enough money for a vehicle. And then she just sent me only $300 and then ghosted me, went AWOL on me. And then, so I didn't hear anything else from her. And so then I couldn't get a car with $300, even rent a car, because I was staying at the motel. There was no way I can rent a car either, temporarily. And you can't use a rental car for, unless it has to be contracted with DoorDash or whatever. And then they try to say you can't live in your rental car, or you can't live in a taxi cab or whatever. So with $300, all I could do was use that for the majority, nearly all of another week at the motel. And so the online gang stalkers lied on me and said that I was ungrateful and cursed out a lady for giving me $300. And that's not how it happened. I just told y'all what happened. If she ghosted me, what way did I have to cuss her out? Or how could she even be notified if she ghosted me? So I don't know where the gang stalkers then lie and get that from on purpose to smear me and make sure they fighting extra hard to make sure that nobody support Candy, make sure nobody support me, make sure nobody get me help. So, but I didn't do the videos that I did to try to smear or slander that LaShawn Monique person. And I wasn't telling anybody, don't support her, don't help her. She's a scammer. She's ungrateful with a bad attitude. I know how it feels when people do that to me. Look, see? A gang stalker. I don't know if y'all can see that. Gang stalkers passing by blasting loud music all morning this morning, keeping me awake. And one of the cars was red too. So I don't know if this lady was expecting me to get, it's like, why the hell would you, but it's like, why would you play mind games like that with a homeless person or a poor person, that's suffering and struggling? But as I said, the fake Darnell Williams perp, he slandered me on TikTok and people were saying that they were willing to boost for help. That they were willing to boost my video to help get me help. And then he sabotaged and put that to a stop, but then harassing me about getting a job. But you sabotage my opportunities. So they put a stop to getting you anything unless you're compliant with the trafficking and willing to sell your soul. And I was like, well, I want to willfully work on my own, work my way up to getting a car or a vehicle. And when I first got that Gulf Breeze high school job with the temp service, like I was getting at least 43 hours a week and getting paid daily. I was getting paid daily and 43 hours a week, and I almost had that confidence that I can start saving and stacking up and work for enough money. But I felt it was a financial trap for me to be living $300 a week at that motel. But, they had me wrongfully banned from riding the buses, but I was able to just walk. I was able to walk like 2 blocks to get to the school. And they were gang stalking the fuck out of me really bad. The parents picking up their kids, some of the teachers and the teacher's assistants and substitute teachers, they were weird. And then they would have at the middle school, they would have that school police officer who would throw up the devil horn hand sign every chance he got in front of those kids. Like, y'all all some devil worshipers in this public school system. But the Gulf Breeze High School police, I respect them, that they love me enough that it made me want to cry tears of joy in a good way. That they love me enough that they got me a whole Thanksgiving dinner care package. And they loved the work that I did. So the online perps fucking with harassing me, lying, and saying that all I do is do videos all day and I never get any work done. But, and they made threats to falsely call up the school. Even at the high school and the middle school, yeah, they were throwing up those hand signs. And, you know, even that lady, Miss Pam, was a perp. So I was gang stalked the first day of work. Gang stalkers following me, trying to monitor me, and it's just fucking weird. You hear that? Loud gang stalking pickup trucks. Now, another white Dodge, it's a white Dodge Ram, another Dodge Ram. So they've been gang stalking me with a lot of Dodge Rams since being here. See, when I was in Pensacola, they would get me with, I guess they're using Dodge Ram, you know, because the Ram is like the Baphomet. Why is my phone, can y'all see when I try to, see the gang stalkers messing with my phone, because when I try to expose that truck, they made my phone camera black. It's another Dodge Ram. And it looked like a white, pearly off-white Buick Lucerne car with one headlight. I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm trying to show y'all out my window. So yeah, I don't know how the perps were able to just make my phone screen black when I try to expose. See, they're hacking or, you know, messing with my phone. But I have not sold my soul, and I don't have any intentions on selling my soul. And I'm not on the side of the enemy. You know, I didn't pledge allegiance to selling my soul to Satan. And I don't pledge allegiance willfully and intentionally pledge allegiance to Satan. You know, I slip and do wrong and sin like we all do. But, you know, I'm sitting here trying to better myself and try to get right with Jesus Christ. You know, trying to get right with God. And then I'm being told that, oh, your spirit irritates Candy's demons. Oh, you think you're walking around here with the light when you make threats to sell your soul to the devil. You make threats to give up and sell your soul to the devil. But they're trying to get me to going off myself and trying to go commit suicide. They're trying to get me to do both. But I'm not doing either one. I mean, I didn't know any better attempting suicide back then. You know, but they be trying to drive me to that point. So that's why I try to block as much harassment as possible. And why you keep blocking my account? How about you leave me alone? I block you and you disrespectfully make another new account to come and violate, disrespect my boundaries and harass me. And be manipulative and keep on trying to trigger on purpose. But you're saying all this shit online, but triggering people. But you would have got your ass beat long time ago if we were face to face. And then they would do stuff like trigger my Tourette's on purpose. Because they think that my Tourette's outburst that's uncontrollable, they think that's hilarious. But then if the book is thrown at them, then all of a sudden they're the victim. She hit me in the eye with a book. Motherfucker, you were triggering and provoking me. You ain't the fucking victim. Shut up. But as I said, they play too many damn games, and I don't understand why a man that's 6'3" and 280 pounds feel the need to be scared of a woman. If I was 130 pounds and 5'2", you feel the need to be scared of me. Little old me, but I'm big and fat, and I don't know if I'm 200. I think I'm less than 280 pounds now, but I think I am less than 280 pounds, and I would like to get a scale. I would like to get a floor scale to Oh, when I was by fake Trisha's house last year, I think I was over the limit of how, but the scale was still accurately, telling me what my weight was. But the food that I bought last night, well, the milk and orange juice, I guess, was the healthiest. But me getting like fries, but the fries had like all those preservatives, and rather than just plain old potatoes, it's like they have like all those preservatives. But I don't have anything, a way to fry them anyway, so I figured I would just take the fries and bake them in the toaster oven, and trying to see if the pizza is small enough for me to bake in a toaster oven. Because I don't like hard, like microwave, those microwavable pizzas. I don't like it when they're the microwavable pizzas. I don't like it how they might be hard on one side and then soggy on the other side. So I would rather it be put in the toaster. I mean, I hope it's small enough to be put in the toaster oven. So so I need to trim my nails so that I can write better, because my nails are getting too long, and I usually do not let my nails grow this long. You know, so so it's like my upbringing. Um, my upbringing and communication, me, being abused in foster care and put in a cult and overly sheltered and being considered developmentally delayed. I had 2 strokes when I was 5. I got Tourette's and stuff. And so so I so it's like y'all so y'all try to make it like as if y'all just hate to hear me talk, because y'all think that I spew out nothing but gibberish and nonsense. Y'all think everything I do or say is illogical, incoherent, irrational, and doesn't make sense, and that I need to be stopped. Or y'all want to try to force muzzle me like a dog. You know. So now I've been used to eating twice. So I woke up, 12 something, and ate around 1 o'clock. And I guess I'm hungry again, because I just had nothing but a bowl, a half of like this. Wait, where? Oh, I put the bowl in the refrigerator, but like it was a big bowl, so I filled it up halfway, and just had nothing but cereal and milk, and just nothing but cereal and milk was all I had. And it's like 4:24, and I'm hungry again. But I want to stretch it out and wait till at least 7 o'clock. Since y'all, like the abusive narcissistic sex trafficker DJ, he left me alone. He hasn't bothered me for over a year, thank God. But DJ copied off with the rest of the perps calling me greedy. And he tried to say, you don't need to eat. Come on, man. See the loud trucks? Oh, that's a loud red, that was a loud red Dodge Challenger. That was a loud red Dodge Challenger. So you can see my Tourette's tics right here. I didn't even realize that's my Tourette's tics. But I see they distracted me from what I was trying to say. I forgot all about what I was trying to say. Oh, the sex trafficker DJ copied off the regular perps, and DJ's younger than me. He was like 32 or 33, and I was 37 going on 38. And he would try to force himself into my life and try to traffic me. And he wouldn't reveal his identity, and I would block him, and he would keep contacting me and trying to keep tabs and trying to beat me into submission. But, it's like he delusionally believed he was my pimp and jealous of any and everything about me. And so he, younger than me, and copied off the perps calling me greedy, and my twin sister and all that. Abusive narcissistic gang stalkers calling me greedy. So then DJ turned around and say, you don't need to be eating 3 meals a day. And then last year they got on my case really heavy, trying to talk about Candy thinks she's entitled to eat 3 meals a day. Or she's fat and greedy, or she's getting bigger. But my twin sister puts up, or they'd be like, oh, all she does is talk about food and money. Oh, she always showing pictures or videos of food. But when my twin sister does it, my twin sister been bigger than me. And they would say, ooh, Brandy, that look good. Save me a plate. And she'd sit there and call me fat and greedy, since our teenage years. And then she even told me in 2010, she told me that she would have thought she would see the day when she would be bigger than me. Because in 2010, the beginning of 2010, I was borderline on that slim side. But late 2018, early 2019 was the first time in my adulthood. No, when I first turned 18, I was 170 pounds when I first turned 18. And then a few months later, I got up to 200 pounds. Because of those psych meds. And then when I broke away from the fake foster mom, but she still had control over me after I turned 18, because they made those arrangements for me to still be under her control. And then the foster mom manipulated me to believing that I couldn't survive, or I wouldn't be able to, or allowed to survive without her. So I didn't realize the fake foster mom was my so-called pimp or handler. And I had Stockholm syndrome like a motherfucker. But now I realize the real agenda. So if the fake foster mom died, I would be scared to go to her funeral, because her 3 biological kids, if I went to that funeral, I bet you they would jump me. I would get jumped. And what I mean by getting jumped, meaning that they will all gang up and attack me or beat up on me all together. So the woman who wants to take the brownie points for raising me, I couldn't even, if that woman ever died, I couldn't even go to her funeral. I'm scared I couldn't even go to her funeral. But now, after finding out what she did, I don't think I would want to go to her funeral, and I would try to force myself to not cry. to have other people who did me dirty. And when I found out that they died, you know, well, Blake, he didn't do me that horrible like other family members, but he did some dirt to me. But I couldn't help but to cry and was shocked and traumatized, what happened to him. I cried, but my twin sister lied on me and said that I looked over his casket and said, good, I'm glad he's dead, and I never did such a thing. Why would you lie about something like that? Why would you? And she wasn't even there at the funeral. She tried to say that Wyatt was the one who told her. I confronted Wyatt. Wyatt said he said that wasn't true. But it's like, how could she say that? And she wasn't even on speaking terms with none of the family at the time. Because they were all hating her. And then when I was down in New Orleans for the funeral, they were all huddling together, pretending to be fake nice towards me. But Mark was still abusive and mean. But Ramona tried to pretend, Ramona, Mark, and Wyatt and them all huddled, and other family members, they all huddled together and talk about that Brandy came down there, that they would beat her ass or she would get jumped. Derek, all of them, they were all talking about how they would beat her ass and jump her or whatever. But they were just talking shit. So they acting like they were mad at her. So where'd she get that from? And then she used something I said about Ramona to give false proof, to say, well, this is proof that this is proof that what she said about Blake, which is not true. And then her cult followers lied and said, yes, Candy did say that she was glad that Blake died. I never said that in any of my videos, and I never felt like I was glad that he was dead. But I said Ramona has done, the biological older sister Ramona, come on, man. See, they got vehicular noise campaign with all these loud cars and trucks. So the biological sister Ramona, I said that she been so jealous and done me so dirty that, if she died before me, I won't cry. But I cried and, flipped out and was depressed and traumatized when I heard about my cousin Blake. But his dad, Daryl, was rude to me and abusive and mean, acting like a cruel, abusive perp and, verbally abusive towards me when he died and said stuff that damn near unforgivable. So when Daryl died, I ended up going to his funeral, but I tried my best to not cry, but it's like it was uncontrollable and the tears came out anyway. I still ended up crying about him. That's my aunt's husband, but I couldn't help but to cry. But it's funny that when the biological mom, Frances, died, it was like when Aaliyah died. I couldn't cry for some reason. I couldn't cry. And I didn't cry when the biological dad, Arthur, died. But then, as I said, the foster mom had us brainwashed to think that the biological parents, especially the main attack at the biological mom, Frances, being such evil people or whatever. But the foster family, they abused and neglected us. They didn't treat us with love. They didn't treat us with care. And the foster mom would, always throw it in my face, making it like as if the biological mom, Frances, was such a dirty, grimy person, but or that the biological mom, Frances, was greedy for money or money hungry and chasing after money. But the foster mom was way worse. And people say that the foster mom should have been put away in prison for what she did to us. Her and the foster brother Joe never got a criminal charge, nothing, for all the beatings. We were kids and he was an adult and he nearly killed us several times. And he's the psychopath still fraudulently and illegally running free. And I must say it, Joseph Paul Modelist Jr. Modeliste. Joseph Paul Modelist Jr. Yeah, that's Zigaboo. The Funky Meters, that's his son. The music group, the Funky Meters, that's his son. And that's the foster mom's son. That's their son together. And Joe physically abusing and beating on women and foster kids. The foster brother-in-law, Brian Keith Williams, physically abusing and beating on foster kids, and then beating on kids. And you're 6 feet 7 inches tall and bragging about physically abusing and beating on children and torturing children. And you a black man. And you brag about torturing children and calling it, and then tell us that we don't know the difference between discipline and abuse. No, it's obviously you, because you abuse and torture people, and then call I witnessed and saw you beat on your own daughter Chastity, and Chastity was an abusive, narcissistic perp, and Chastity was a child, a teenager. She was even perping before she became a teenager. But you would have thought Chastity was targeted the way they treated her. She was the scapegoat child because she wasn't Shelly's biological daughter. That was Shelly's stepdaughter. And so Chastity got treated like normal and treated with respect. But one time this girl, now woman, from the fake cult Bible class named Sequoia, that was best friends with the foster sister Joni. And so Sequoia asked Sequoia, we were at the park one day going for walks. Chastity was like, no, she had to have been younger than 7 because we were 11. Chastity was like 4. Chastity was about 4. And we were 11. And we went, Shelly used to take us to go walk for exercise on walking trails at the parks. And so we ran into Sequoia from the fake IDMR cult. And Sequoia had asked, and Sequoia knew, but we were still kids, but Sequoia had to have been 15 because she was the same age as the foster sister Joan. So Sequoia asked Chastity, if Shelly was her real mom. And Chastity said the truth. No, that's not she was 4 years old, but she said the truth. No, that's not my real mom. And Chastity had been under attack and this was before Ryan and Alex were born. So Chastity had been targeted, attacked, and abused and hated, and gaslit ever since that incident happened. And Sequoia went back and ran to Shelly, being messy, ran back to Shelly and saying that she ran back to Shelly and saying, well, Chastity said that that's not your, that you're not her real mom. And Chastity been under attack since. But then they had Chastity narcissistically abusing and perping the shit out of me too. So yeah, I'm naming names of the fucking abusers. So because of the abusive, narcissistic, gang stalking smear campaign and the foster care smear campaign, if people who knew me from my past, whether I went to school with them or if they were in foster care, if they knew me when I was in foster care or they're a part of the foster family or even biological family members, if it can be 2 decades, if I haven't seen or heard from you since I was 20 years old, I'm 39, about to be 40, and they would have some people who I haven't seen since junior high, and they would turn their nose up at me, treat me mean, ignore and avoid me, and stuff like that, because of the lies my twin sister been spreading about me on social media. She can talk about me, but I can't talk about her. She can put me up on Facebook and Instagram or whatever, but I can't speak the truth about her. But as I said, nobody believes anything Candy says. Candy's always lying. See all these loud pickup trucks. So my storage space is, I'm pretty sure, kind of running out, because when they ate my video the other day, it took up some hidden storage space on my phone. So well, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to put my phone on a charger. Excuse me, and upload the video. And I don't think I will get the ebook out today. I don't think I would, because I'm not done the ebook. I'm not done. Still got more work to do on it, but I would like to at least try to put out a short story, or maybe 2 short stories, if I could be productive enough. But I'm trying to not let people get me down. And I'm not out here to try to put nobody down, especially if you haven't done me anything. You know. So thanks for listening to me. I'm gonna see y'all later.